SaLuSa, June 15, 2012. We still continue to work hard with our allies to overcome the last obstacles that stand in our way. Once removed, announcements can be made to prime you ready for a series of actions to take out those who have controlled your lives through criminal intent. Many involved are names familiar to you, indeed in many cases very well known, including others totally unknown. Once the key figures are removed, it will be the green light for our allies to mount a large-scale arrest of those of whom we have sufficient evidence to prove their guilt. They will be treated fairly and given proper trials where they can be represented. The judges will be selected for their honesty and integrity and experience in applying the law correctly and as was intended. Some of your existing laws are draconian, particularly those introduced by the last administration. One of our first steps will be to release anyone falsely imprisoned or currently held without trial or a right to appeal. Justice must be seen to be done, and an understanding and greater appreciation of the circumstances that often lead to criminal actions. Much has been caused by improper treatment that has been based on racial differences. That will all change, and not because it will be imposed upon people, but through the understanding that you are all one. You sometimes look upon those who are illiterate or deprived as though they are inferior, but they are in physical incarnation for just the same reasons as you, and it is for the experience. It is the soul that remains the same in each new lifetime. Attitudes are already changing where the different races are concerned, and most importantly it is the ability to see them as your brothers and sisters. All of you are evolving together, and are able to help each other to progress towards a greater understanding of the purpose of life and your part in it. Be proud of your achievements, but do not let them get in the way of accepting that all souls have the same rights as each other. Some people seem to be gifted with everything that makes life comfortable, but remember that it's still only an experience. What you do with your life and how you treat others is a key factor in determining your understanding of life, and how you choose your next incarnation, as it could quite easily be a complete contrast. Poor man, rich man, what does it matter except that you learn about yourself and others to uplift your consciousness? All of you are benefiting in one way or another from a whole series of lives, and it is reflected back out into your society. When you look at your last 100 years, immense industrial progress has been made, but it does not look as though the light has grown very much. You have had 2 world wars and numerous other ones that have created so much negative energy, that the light has had difficulty in shining through. However, we are pleased to tell you that in the last 30 years the light workers have changed the balance, and the light is now to be found all around the earth. It has taken a lot of effort to achieve it, and much help has been given from the spiritual realms. That is why ascension is now a certainty when once it looked very doubtful. As the end times approach, all is in place for a wonderful finale, so do not worry too much about the seeming lack of activity, as you are assured that behind the scenes a great deal of work is going on. To say the least, there will be a few surprises along the way, and it will be an exciting period in your lives. It will take little or no time to realize that we will be true to our promises, and there will be a tremendous involvement with you. To people only learning about us in the latter stages it will seem too good to be true, but there will quickly be ample evidence to prove the direction in which it is all going. Can we say that people of good intent will be equally ready for ascension, as those who have been knowledgeable about it for many years? You do not have to belong to any group or practice any particular beliefs, and it is the degree to which you have been able to treat others as yourself. If you have a love for your fellow beings and put it into practice, then you are certainly a being of light. Once you have awakened to your true self and your purpose in life, progress in your evolution will go forward in leaps and bounds. Most of you will have been subject to some period of religious teachings, and in many instances resulted in a belief in God. That is a good starting point to a greater understanding, providing you allow for a different concept of God to come forward. People with rigid mindsets are likely to be stuck with what they have got, and are clearly not ready to expand their understanding. That will prevent them from ascending, and they will continue to move in the same vibration. Evolution is about your soul and its progress towards the higher dimensions from which you came. Every soul is bound to reach a point of realization when the truth becomes apparent, and it is often preceded by a great deal of soul searching. At such stages you are accompanied by a number of guides who do all they can to uplift you. Often they have been with you over several lives and take a personal interest in your progress. It is also likely that on occasions you meet them as out-of-the-body experiences when you are asleep, but normally remembrance of it is difficult to recall. Such meetings can give you so much help and confidence that you awake refreshed and happy, without realizing the reason why. Sometimes they seem as dreams, and you may suspect there is more to them than you can recall. Your travels in the astral regions can seem unreal, as that there are different laws at work and you seem to do things that are impossible on Earth. You are beginning to understand that your experiences are far more extensive than you imagine. When you ascend they will grow even more and a completely new life experienced quite unlike what you are used to now. Just the technological changes alone will result in so many changes, but it is your elevation into the higher vibrations that will act on you personally. We of the Galactic Federation are an example of what you will be in the near future, and it will not be long before you walk with us as equal and respected partners. I am SaLuSa from Sirius, and please we can have these discourses and share our knowledge with you. Blessings to you all. Thank you SaLuSa.